Jimmy Butler makes $50 million a year.
You want more? So what?
He ain't getting more.
Okay, so guess what? You don't want me. I don't want to be here.
Okay, well then, but you can't just not show up to work.
All right, so that was just a quick clip right there from inside the NBA, and they're talking about the whole Jimmy Butler situation. And if we're being completely honest, the more I hear about this situation, the more I agree with Pat Riley, right? But we're gonna go through this clip to hear the talking points from each side, because they pretty much summarize what everybody's been saying all around the world, everyone who's been talking about it. So Shaq takes the side of the players. Everybody else on the panel is taking the side of the Miami Heat and Pat Riley, which to me that says a lot, that it's 3-on-1 in this debate. But we're going to go through it. We're going to listen to each side. We're going to see who we agree with at the end of the day. Real quick before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe and also comment and let me know your thoughts, because I'm heavy in these comments. I really want to talk to you guys and get your thoughts on everything that's been going on with Jimmy Butler.
I just think in this situation, it's more about human nature. I know exactly how Jimmy feels. I've been in this situation many times. All that I've done for you, and you don't want to give me what I want, so human nature kicks in.
Well, I gave you what you want because you signed a deal that goes on to next year.
But hold on. I want an extension, and Charles going to say you don't pay.
You want more.
That's not saying. So the part I hate about this business of basketball thing, it always has to be somebody's fault. I think it's more human nature. All I've done for you guys, you don't want to give me extension. So now human nature kicks in. You don't want me, I don't want you. So I don't like.
You still have to be professional.
Yeah, but I don't like it's his fault and he's unprofessional. He's doing that. Human nature kicks in. You guys don't
Shaq,
want
if
me.
you sign a deal. First of all, hold on. Go ahead, Kenny. Go ahead. But if you sign a deal that has an extension,
I want
to
an
next
extension.
Year, you're not getting one. So you're saying you want more.
You're not getting one.
It's not saying that you want more.
You're not getting one.
It's not like you want
more. So human nature kicker. You don't want me, I don't want to be here.
You want this year, next year,
we should just leave it at that. Not it's Jimmy's fault, it's Pat's fault.
No.
It's called business of basketball.
But Pat Riley ain't going to just give him away.
That's fine. But
Jimmy Butler's a really good player.
I'm saying.
All right, so before they go further, we're just going to stop it right there really quick just so I can talk about this part, because I think one of the main problems with this is bigger than just Jimmy Butler and the Heat. Like, this is really an NBA problem, something that the NBA has to address. And it's what happens when star players decide they don't want to be in a situation anymore, especially because of money, right? A lot of people right now, ever since the whole player empowerment movement, once the NBA had that knee-jerk reaction of like the Supermax contracts, they pretty much kind of ruined free agency. Right, so now every player tries to get moved during the season. They try to get traded. They try to force their way out. So Jimmy Butler right now, he's still under contract for 2 more years, making basically $50 million a year. But he still wants his extension. He wants more security, more money. Now he's an aging superstar. So this is where all, the suspensions and everything starts to come in. What Shaq is saying, basically setting up his whole argument, saying, you guys are showing me that you don't want me, so I don't want to be here anymore. Just trade me now, which is a super unfair thing to do to an organization because you're under contract. Last time I checked, once you sign a contract, you have to abide by that contract. You can't just do whatever you want anymore, or there's no point for a contract if you just do whatever, right? Like if a team was able to just say, you know what, we don't want to pay you no more, whatever, go figure it out. Everybody would have a problem with that. But Jimmy Butler is basically saying that, man, I don't want to be here, so I don't want to play. He's missing team flights. He's just being disruptive to the team. Like he's a super distraction right now. So I understand why he got suspended. If I was a Heat, I would try to suspend them for any little thing he does. I would want to take every dollar I could for the rest of the year because he playing around. He playing games. So Shaq being on that side is, he's calling it just the business of the NBA and saying it's human nature. But human nature don't hold up in court when you start looking at contracts. At some point, we have to stop letting players just force their way out and figure out a way for it to make sense. Like if we're going to let players move around, there has to be something in the contract that says if you don't want to be here, then we don't have to pay you. Because that's the biggest thing right now is how you already under contract. Like why did you sign a contract to stay here? Why did you want an extension? If we know that when you got 2 to 3 years left, you're just going to try to force your way out.
People that don't understand it, this is the business.
We understand it very well.
Yeah, we understand. This is the business.
The public understands. Shaq. No, they have paid. Jimmy Butler makes $50 million a year.
You want more? So what?
He ain't getting more.
Okay, so guess what? You don't want me. I don't want to be here.
Okay, well then, but you can't just not show up to work.
Why not?
Because you took the other 2. You took the 50 for this year and next year.
Okay.
So you're saying you took those 2, but you not because you don't get 2 more.
Doesn't matter.
You could ask for a trade, but you gotta show up.
Human nature. You don't want me. I don't want to be here.
You don't feel a responsibility when you are under contract for this season to play this season.
And next year.
I do. But I'm not going to go all out. I was ready to say the other way. I'm not going to go outplay, but I'm not going to go out, especially like
You're not going to play hard?
No, listen, I didn't say hard. I didn't say hard. I said I'm not going to go all out, especially if we're not going to win.
You don't feel no obligation?
Because you know what? At 35, what if I tear a knee and get hurt?
You still going to make $50 million?
You got $50 million coming.
Bro, I want more, man. You keep talking about 2 years. What about year 3, 4, 5, and 6? I want more.
Because if you were that good at that time, your extension would have been longer.
No.
You signed a deal that you thought was great at the time.
He's old.
Michael Jordan, let me give you this example. Yeah. Michael Jordan played for $2.3 million.
I understand.
Like, when he was there, and then said, I signed the contract, I'm going to play. Period.
That's what the
Now, I could ask for more. And
he never did.
But Jimmy could ask for more, but he still has an obligation to show up.
Michael Jordan ended up leaving.
He has the obligation to show up.
He retired.
Business of basketball. He came back and played for Washington.
Yeah, he did.
But also the business of basketball, go all out.
Listen,
Come on,
go all out. You owe that. You owe that to your teammates. You owe that to the fans. You owe that to the franchise.
No.
You owe it to yourself.
No, you owe it to your teammates more than.
That's what I said.
You can get mad at the Miami Heat organization, but the fans of Miami and those guys in that locker room, they ain't got nothing to do with you wanting a contract extension.
That's another great point. Like, it's not anybody's fault but Jimmy Butler's that he signed a contract that he doesn't like. Nobody owes you anything. That's the other part of this whole thing that really bothers me. I feel like anybody who agrees with Jimmy Butler feels like he's owed something by Miami. Other than the fact that we're paying you everything you've done for us, we appreciate. That's why we're giving you $50 million for the next 2 years. You haven't done enough for us to just say, all right, we're going to give you a lifetime contract. You can't just do whatever you want. It's another, just a bigger conversation of, do you have to pay the aging superstar from what they did in the past? Or do you pay them based on what they're doing now, today? So Jimmy Butler, when his contract's up and he's going to be 36, 37 years old, does he still deserve to be making $50 million at 37, 38, 39? No. Especially with you not winning the championship. Like, think about when Kobe retired. There's conversation around the fact that, does Kobe actually deserve all that money he's getting for them last couple years? Or are the Lakers just doing that because they love Kobe and they just want to make Kobe happy? Now, if your franchise is cool with that and going through what the Lakers went through, which was, 6 years in a row of not making the playoffs and just being a joke of a team because you spent all your bread on Kobe? Or do you do what Pat Riley's going to do and say, hey, look, Jimmy, we love you. We're not going to pay you just to pay you. He did the same thing to Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, if anybody from Miami deserves to get bread, it's Dwayne Wade. Guess who didn't get it? D Wade. Because look, bro, we're not just going to give you that bread. We're not just going to cough up some bread because you feel like you deserve it. You got to earn it. And if you look to the Miami Heat's credit, they didn't put themselves in debt or really ruin their roster trying to pay Dwayne Wade a bunch of money at the end of his career, and they were able to go back to the finals because they got Jimmy Butler. But now Jimmy wants to get bread. Like, he responsible for the whole Miami Heat organization. It's Heat culture for a reason. I saw a clip from Paul Pierce talking about how Pat Riley is just he's ruining Heat culture and this and that because he's just standing firm in the fact he's not going to overpay somebody that doesn't deserve it. So it's like, to me, if you're Jimmy Butler and you really want that bread, all you have to do for the next 2 years is play really, really good and show that you're still worth $50 million a year. He'll get that $50 million a year. But if you want to complain, like, now you just taking down all the value that you had, you're just taking it down because who wants you on their team? I don't want to join that. I don't want to bring that to the locker room because I know at the end of the contract, whatever contract I give you, at the end of it, you're going to be upset because you want more. No, bro. No. We're not doing that. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's cool. But it takes a good GM. It takes just someone who's strong-minded is not going to back down. Like, not that long ago, LeBron was like, hey, man, I could play 5 more years if I wanted to. And as a Lakers fan, that scared me because that means they're going to have to pay LeBron James for 5 more years. I don't think they got the heart to tell LeBron that he can't be a max contract player. I don't think LeBron wants to play that long, but if he did, I feel like the Lakers will actually pay him like he's still 27, which is a problem. So I feel like agent superstars, one, let it go. Let the ego go. You got all the bread you're going to get in your career. Once you get in 37, 38, 39, 40 years old, take those veteran contracts because that's what you are. And then don't throw a fit when you don't get the extension that you want. Show up on time for the team flight. Don't be a distraction. Help the team try to win. Ain't that what you're here for? Are you playing for the team or are you just playing for your pockets? And if you are playing for your pockets, okay, that's cool for you, but we're not going to fill them up. Go find somebody else to go do that. Miami Heat are trying to win. I feel like every franchise should be trying to win. So I'm glad that the Miami Heat are doing this. I hope they're not forced to trade him for a sack of potatoes. But it's like when you look at the NBA, sometimes that's what happens. Instead of just letting people do what they want during free agency, now they're getting these big contracts, and then they try to force the team's hand during the season. I'm not a fan of that. When it comes to this situation, I 1,000% agree with Pat Riley. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you agree with Jimmy Butler, please tell me why and really try to explain it, because I do not get it. I do not see it. So let me know. I'm going to be in the comments talking to you guys.